I don't know what the feeling, I don't know what I did, kept on coming up for me. And I found myself getting frustrated a
Mm-hmm.
lot while we were trying to discover what it is that we're actually working with, because this childhood behavior is actually happening with me as a 40-year-old
Mm-hmm.
woman.
And also another question about this whole session process. Anything specific? Like you have described the whole process in general in very few words. Maybe any specific remarkable moment that you will find that memorable that you feel like sharing.
What was very interesting to me is this
Mm-hmm.
block, that suppression, like how
Mm-hmm.
intense it was. I found myself getting frustrated a
Mm-hmm.
lot while we were trying to discover what it is that we're actually working with, because as a person who likes to have the answers, I didn't have the answers. I was like,
Mm-hmm.
This is a block. This, I don't know what the word is. I don't know what the feeling, I don't know what I did, kept on coming up for me. And it was such a big, like, aha moment, if I can say it like that, because
Mm-hmm.
this childhood behavior is actually happening with me as a 40-year-old
Mm-hmm.
woman
Mm-hmm.
every single time. And that, I think that's what shook me into the logical thinking of, like, no, you don't have to behave this way. The circumstances are completely different, the control is different, your options are different. That was a very memorable moment for me.
So that realization that wait, in that situation I am actually an adult, and being stuck in that childhood behavior in that specific situation, it's actually not wise. Is that
Yes,
correct? Yeah,
very,
because
very.
well, you yourself answered exactly why it is happening. Because when we are feeling emotional, it's straightforward. Then we cannot be rational because emotions
Mm.
come before our thoughts, and emotions direct our thoughts in a certain way. So rationally controlling emotion, no, but managing. Like in that time in the session, you are not emotional. You came to the session rationally thinking, okay, in those emotional situations, what I'm doing is not right. Let
Yes,
me now in this moment when when I am directing my behavior, let me walk in this calm moment. So those emotional situations could be dealt with when they coming, and when they we could deal with them, productively and in an optimal way, not in a way that makes us frustrated, disappointed, angry, and all those emotions that
yes.
are not helpful at all. Okay, I think I'll ask you just one more question.
Okay.
Um, if there is anything else you want to share specifically, maybe some message of hope and encouragement, maybe just by saying what change it creates in your life and how it makes your life better. I hope it becomes better.
Thank you um, for that question, because I think it's very important. You know, we build so much in our lives. We go to work, we earn money, we decide the experiences we want to have, but then we walk with this.
We carry so much,
Yes,
and there was a pause, and I suggested word luggage or baggage, and then
I'm so
everything
sorry.
just disappeared.
That was my connection. I
No
apologize.
problem. So
I
yeah,
was
so
saying,
basically, yeah, I will ask the question again.
okay.
So basically, last question is that anything you want to share, specifically in the context of how your life got better, what you have learned, and message of hope, basically at the end.
Okay. So the way I see it is, we work so hard to build this life, we perfect our connection with God, we perfect our connection with our families, all of these things, but our connection with ourselves is not something that we pay a lot of attention to. We're just acting in these roles. That's what I realized for myself, because I was forcing myself to just be okay in a situation that doesn't make
Mm-hmm.
sense for myself.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm hopeful, because I now understand that no matter what the situation is, this skill can be applied to everything. I don't have to talk in the same way about every single thing. All I have to do is really think about, where is this feeling coming from? Is it here or is it somewhere else? Am I overreacting? Am I being rational? Um, am I getting the outcome that I want? So I think if somebody is tired of a situation and you feel like you cannot do anything about it, it's time for you to do this for yourself. It's cost effective, very much so,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like, because people will think about money, obviously, but more than that, it is beneficial because I feel like I've learned a skill about myself, that the thing that I pride myself about, being a rational person and being wanting to have a good solution, I can now do that for myself.
Well, what you've mentioned about building relation and establishing relationship with yourself, because then how can we relate to anyone else, to people who
Exactly.
close to us, to this universe, to our creator, if we can't relate to ourselves, if that's part is missing. I mean, then the quote from Eric Fromm comes, who say that he's quoting in his book The Art of Loving, he's quoting the verse of the Bible, love your neighbor as you love thyself, but he's saying that, well, if you don't love yourself, then how can you love the neighbor?
Mm.
So if we are not connected to ourselves, if we're completely detached and alienated, how can we be good friend, good family member, good slave of Allah, in
Yes.
any other social role
Yes.
we all play as human beings? Well, I think at this point that should be good enough.
Okay.
Thank you so much for agreeing to share it.